How do the world's largest trading partners almost never go to war? They follow a secret playbook. Rule number 1. Economic interdependence. Our economies are so deeply linked from car parts to the food on our tables that conflict is astronomically expensive for both sides. It's not just friendship, it's mutually assured disruption. Think about it. The assembly line for a single car can cross the border multiple times before the vehicle is finished. A trade war doesn't just hurt the other country. It cripples your own factories and farms. This makes any major conflict a lose-lose proposition from the very start. Rule number 2. Integrated defense. We don't just defend our own borders. We defend our continent together through NORAD. It's hard to see your neighbor as a threat when you're sharing the same radar screen. For decades, American and Canadian military personnel have worked side by side, monitoring the skies over North America. This creates a level of trust that goes far beyond treaties. We literally have each other's backs, building a shared security umbrella that protects us both. These unspoken rules create a foundation so strong that even major political spats are almost always contained. Want to know how we solve those spats? That's in our next video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Tariffs are threatened. Tensions are high. Here's the diplomatic playbook that prevents a full-blown trade war between the US and Canada. Step 1. Immediate, quiet diplomacy. Before the headlines blow up, officials are on the phone. The first rule is to negotiate in private, not on Twitter. Public spats force leaders to dig in their heels to save face. Quiet conversations, however, allow for real compromise and practical solutions away from the political spotlight. This behind-the-scenes communication is the critical first line of defense. Step 2. Use the rules. Both countries immediately take the case to organizations like the World Trade Organization or the USMCA dispute panels. This legalizes the dispute and prevents emotional reactions. Instead of a free-for-all, the disagreement is channeled into a structured, predictable process with established procedures. Step 3. Proportional, strategic retaliation. If one side acts, the other responds with measured, targeted counter-tariffs, designed to pressure specific industries and political constituencies. It's a signal, not an all-out attack. The goal is always the same. Create a ladder for the other side to climb down, preserving the long-term relationship over the short-term win. The US-Canada border is the world's longest. Securing it doesn't mean closing it. Here's the smart strategy. The key is forward deployment. Instead of inspecting everything right at the border, we do the work before it even arrives. Trusted traveler programs like Nexus and Pre-Cleared Cargo allow vetted people and goods to pass through smoothly. U.S. Customs officers even work inside major Canadian airports, so travelers clear U.S. Customs before they even take off. This innovative approach moves security miles away from the actual borderline, preventing massive bottlenecks. This strategy acknowledges a fundamental truth. Millions of people and billions of dollars in goods need to flow seamlessly every single day. A hard border wouldn't just be a wall. It would be a scar across thousands of interconnected communities and industries. Entire towns are built around this easy cross-border flow. Families live on one side and work on the other. By making the borders smarter, not harder, we build resilience against the real threats without sacrificing the essential relationship that defines North America. It's about being secure and prosperous, not one or the other. Governments negotiate treaties, but people build peace. Here's how the public is the best defense against a US-Canada conflict. Strategy 1. Deep social ties. With millions of citizens having family on the other side of the border, conflict isn't an abstract political concept. A personal one. When your cousin lives in Toronto, or your grandparents retired to Florida, you see each other as neighbors, not rivals. This creates massive public pressure on both sides to de-escalate tensions and find common ground. These family bonds are the human glue holding the relationship together. Strategy 2. Grassroots lobbying. When a trade dispute threatens, it's not just governments talking. It's auto workers in Ontario and Ohio, farmers in Saskatchewan and North Dakota, and CEOs from both sides calling their politicians and saying, "Fix this." These powerful cross-border coalitions have a direct economic stake in a stable relationship, and their voices are loud and influential. This web of human connection, from sister city relationships to shared business interests, acts as a shock absorber. It softens the impact of political disagreements and constantly reminds leaders of what's truly at stake. How do we future-proof the US-Canada relationship? Not by hoping for the best, but by building a better system. Here's the 5-point plan. 1. Formalize regular summitry. Mandate that the President and Prime Minister meet in person without a crisis, at least twice a year. This builds the habit of cooperation and personal trust before problems arise. 2. Create new joint projects. From a North American energy grid to integrated electric vehicle supply chains, shared goals create shared futures. When we build things together, we are more invested in each other's success. 3. Dramatically expand youth exchange. Create a North American semester for high school and university students to live and study across the border. The next generation of leaders must be even more connected than ours. 4. Modernize NORAD for new threats. Expand our shared defense to include coordinated cybersecurity and pandemic response. The threats of the 21st century require an evolved partnership. And 5. Celebrate the relationship. We must actively promote our shared success story to the world. A relationship this successful does unhappen by accident, and these 5 strategies are how we keep it that way for the next century and beyond.